1 2 1 2 mic check. Hope you can all hear me well. If you can hear me all loud and clear, please drop a 1 in the chat. Let a few people join us, and then we'll get on with the show. So I'll just do a brief introduction. If you're new to the channel here, this is the Mr. Freemason channel. Here we like to explore numerology and Freemasonry with regards to rituals, practices, and numbers that occur and shown before us in the media and on a daily basis. This evening's show, we'll be having a brief look at the Poppy Appeal Remembrance Day that just happened last Monday. And we'll also be looking at Liam Payne with further developments and news with a new correlation and in respect of P. Diddy. Although we've kind of all come to the conclusion that P. Diddy isn't any involvement in it, there is still a few ties that haven't really been explained or explored more, which we're going to do on the show today. Welcome to BF in the chat. It's good to have you here. Thank you for joining us. If we just wait a few minutes while a few other people join us, if you want to do a roll call, just drop in the chat whereabouts you're from. So like I said at the beginning of the show, we'll be going over the numbers today, what they mean. Also the numbers that appeared in the Liam Payne case. A bit of information and further news from our friend Brian Harvey, who seems to have a very clear understanding of Freemasonry and numerology. So hopefully if he ever does get a chance to watch this stream, that'd be brilliant. Brian, drop a comment. So I'll give it another minute and then we'll start the show. I hope you've all had a nice weekend. It's not very nice weather today. A little bit cold, a little bit wet and miserable. Whereabouts are you from, BF? We'll make a start with the show. So first of all, if we cast our mind back to last Monday, which was Poppy Day Remembrance Day, it was actually on the Sunday, but the 11 o'clock 2-minute silence was also held on the 11th of the 11th. And we'll explain a little bit more with regards to Poppy Day and the number 11 and the significance that it holds, how it appears so many times with regards to World War I as well, which is very interesting. So as most of you know, Poppy Day is held, pardon me, on the 11th of the 11th at 11 o'clock in the morning. The significance of number 11 is the number of emotion. And it's used on days to kind of enhance the feeling and create the most impact. So that is why you will find Remembrance Day is held on the 11th of the 11th. It's also to do with the fact that the First World War finished on the 11th of the 11th at 11 o'clock in the morning. But at 10:55, they were still firing at each other. And the reason that the First World War was ended on the 11th of the 11th at 11 o'clock in the morning is because you could not end a war, well, the first war, on an emotion day, which is hence where you get 911, 911, and many other numbers that appear in your life. Sometimes people can be shown these numbers as 111, or sometimes 4 ones. People refer to these as angel numbers. Pardon me, sorry. But when you tend to find these and be shown these numbers, normally in triples, so triple ones, triple twos, triple threes, they're normally based on the magnification 3 times of what the original number is in the first place. So an example of people that use the number 11 and emotion, who was a guy I was speaking to also on a stream who's on YouTube. If you're interested in gematria, go over and check his channel out. He used to be called Audio Oracle. He's now known as Zombieland Variants. So if you're interested in numbers and the other side with regards to gematria, head over to his channel, check him out. Very interesting. So the number 11 relates to a family who like to use the number 11 a lot. And that family are the Kardashians. And the reason that the Kardashians like to use the number 11 a lot is because the 11th letter of the alphabet is K. And you will find all the Kardashians' names begin with a K, with their first names and their last names. And even Bruce Jenner, who is now Caitlyn Jenner. And you had Kim Kardashian, who married a basketball player, an NBA player, from what I remember correctly, whose name was also Chris, began with a K. And then she went on to marry Kanye West, who was also, his name begins with a K. But they're a very interesting family. They're very much into the black and white checkered floor, as they like to have in their household. So, yeah, there are a few more people to join us yet. BF's from Manchester. What's the weather like in Manchester at the minute, BF? I can probably guess and imagine it's not too much better than where I am at the minute. So with regards to Liam Payne, we'll be moving on in a sec. Just referring back to Poppy Day and the number 11, and obviously Remembrance Day and the significance of the number 11. Also rotates and revolves around the royal family. You'll find King Charles, his life path is actually 11. And also Prince William is also a life path 11. The rest of the males in the family you will tend to find are born under 1 energy. So I'll just shoot some of my pictures quickly and I'll bring some information up for you to see for yourselves. So the number 11 is very important to the royal family. The number 11 is also the number of the leader. People who are 11 life paths don't tend to like to take orders very often. They tend to run their own businesses. They're very much the shepherd rather than the sheep. If we bring up the other picture, I'll show you with regards to the dates of birth in the royal family. So also the number 6 is very important to the royal family as well. I will show you why that's important as well in a minute. So yeah, the reason that Poppy Day is held on the 11th is with regards to the impact of emotion. But I will move swiftly on to Liam Payne in a minute. So going back to Prince William. Prince William was born on the 21st of June 1982. When you add all the digits up from his birthday, this will give you a life path of the number 11. Exactly the same as his father, King Charles, who is also born under a life path 11. There's a very well-kept secret within the royal family that not many people will know about, and that is the fact that the royal family births are all done by C-section. So they actually carried out on certain times and certain days on purpose. If I can find you King Charles's birthday, you'll see that the same happens, and it adds up to 11. So King Charles, born the 14th of November 1948, also a life path 11. The other royal members of the family, such as Andrew. Andrew is born on a 10-day, which is a number 1. And his brother is also born on a 1. Princess Anne, I believe, is born on the 6th. But the number 6 in the royal family is also a very important number as well, because you will find on the 6th that a lot of things happen on the 6th for the royal family. Now, one of the things that does happen is the coronation happened on the 6th of May 2023. Another thing that happened on the 6th was the funeral of Diana. And as I said, Princess Anne is also born on the 6th. And if you turn your attention to the Queen's father, who is King George VI, he also passed away on the 6th. So you can see how certain numbers revolve around certain families, certain organisations, and certain companies. If we turn our attention to Liam Payne, who was born on the 29th of August 1993. Now, I want you to remember the number 29, because it's going to come up in a bit as well, and somebody else's birthday is on the 29th, which is quite interesting. So we had Liam Payne, who's born on the 29th of August 1993, which makes Liam Payne a rooster, exactly the same as P. Diddy. P. Diddy's downfall was last year in November, the end of the cat year, which is his enemy sign, the same as Liam Payne. P. Diddy was whacked with a £30 million lawsuit in November. So the last good thing that happened to Liam Payne was 2017, which would have been a rooster year. So we can work that out. 2000, yeah, from what I can remember off the top of my head. It's very late, so you have to bear with me. But yeah, Liam Payne is born a rooster. His enemy year is the cat, which was last year. Hence why I say people who are born roosters will totally understand what I'm talking about as well, because last year you would have felt like it was your worst year in a long, long time. But you would have found in 2017 would have been one of your better years. Now, I'm born a rooster myself, and 2017 was quite a good year for myself. It was also quite a good year for Liam Payne, because in 2017, from what I remember, he married Cheryl Cole, and also his son was born, which is why his son is 7 years old now in 2024. So just goes to show that good things happen under your own sign. So we start to take more of an in-depth look at Liam Payne with regards to more numbers that surround him with regards to his passing in the case. There's numbers to note in news articles that came out with regards to the amount of times Liam Payne went backwards and forwards up to his hotel room, allegedly. Also to do with the amount of people arrested and the charges. And also a missing watch. Because when you look at this case, with regards to the numbers which I've just mentioned, the number 3 appears on numerous occasions. So we had the £30,000 Rolex watch that went missing, that still hasn't been mentioned to date. It's gone quite quiet on the scene with regards to that. We also had the 3 people that were arrested and faced 3 charges. As I said, we had the £30,000 Rolex watch. One thing I will point out to you in numerology, most of you might be familiar with, but those who are new to the channel and new to numerology, the number 28 is the number of wealth and success, which is why you will find like Liam Payne's watch, which is displayed with the number 28. Every Rolex, brand new Rolex that's made, comes out of the shop with the number 28 on. Now, the percentage and the chance of picking any day between 1 and 31 is a 3.3% chance. So it just gives you an idea of they could have chose any day out of the month, and they chose the number 28, the number of success and wealth, especially with business. The number 11 also, not only is it the number of the leader, but you will tend to find people who are athletes who are born under, who are 11 life paths, they tend to be the best in their field. So you'll have people like Michael Jordan. You have people like Conor McGregor, also 11 life path. So it just goes to show people, celebrities, sports athletes, the numbers, pardon me, the numbers all correlate. They all match up. It's the same with birthdays. It's the same with enemy years, and it's the same with your own year. Obviously, there are exceptions sometimes, but it goes on a high percentage basis. What we'll also do and have a quick look at is Brian Harvey with regards to numerology and what his birthday tells us about. But we'll have a look a bit at the news articles first and see the familiar numbers that come up. So normally in media articles where there's suspicion or something doesn't quite sit right with you, the following numbers will tend to appear in the media articles. These numbers are 3, 9, 11, 19, 22, 23, and also the master number 33. So if we turn our attention to a few of the news articles with regards to Liam Payne, and you can take a look for yourself. So we had the 3 times that day that Liam Payne went to his hotel room. The number 15 comes up as well, quite strangely enough, a couple of times. So we had 15 people who were in the hotel lobby. We also had the sentencing that you would have if you were caught for supplying narcotics in Argentina, which is 15 years. According to the Forbes magazine, they went into depth with regards to the fella who was with Liam Payne in the hotel room, allegedly, which is Rogelio Nores. He founded his own company and investment firm at the age of 23. It also goes on in the news article that he was recognised in Forbes for the 30 under 30. So there's numerous times that the number 3 comes up. So we had the 3 arrested with 3 charges. We had the Rolex watch, which was £30,000. We had the 3 times that Liam Payne allegedly visited his hotel room backwards and forwards to the lobby. And there's a few more still yet to go, I believe. So we had the 30 under 30 with regards to Forbes and Liam Payne's friend that was supposed to be with him in the hotel room at the time. But these aren't just isolated incidences. You'll notice these numbers in news articles all the time. We had this with the Gaynor Lord case, the Nicola Bulley, Jay Slater. I mean, Nicola Bulley was found on the 19th of February, 23 days later. You had the number 23 on the number plate of the police car that was in the news article regarding Gaynor Lord in the UK. You had the missing teenager Jay Slater in Tenerife, 19 years of age. You also had a Rolex watch mentioned in that case as well. That wasn't ever really brought up afterwards. So then if we turn our attention to another news article, this is with regards to a statement on the 17th of October. Now, 1 and 7 equals 8. 8 in numerology is the number of karma. It's also the number of money. People who are born on an 8th day, or a number that adds up to 8. So this would be 8, 17, 26. Sorry, 26. So people born on 8 days. These are people who, if you look at the number 8, it goes basically round in a loop, a continuous loop, infinity loop. This is a representation of people who, with regards to their wealth and money, people who are born on 8 days tend to come from poverty or come from no money and end up being rich later on in their life. Or they've been very poor, had money, then go back to having no money. And it's kind of a cycle that can happen. You tend to be one or the other. You never tend to be in the middle, hence why the number 8, the thinnest part of the number 8, is in the middle section. So turn our attention back to the news article. It said that an email was sent to Liam and his team on the 23rd of August. So there's another 23 for you. And then finally at the bottom, we have a lengthy statement that was released on Thursday, the 8th. So this just goes to show you and proof and evidence that these numbers come up time and time again. They basically relate to a matrix code, which is what numerology is, which gives you a better understanding in depth of actually what's going on and communication between people of the elite and people that actually use this. So I'm going to turn our attention to a video in a minute, but I'm just going to carry on with Liam Payne at a minute. So with regards to Liam Payne, we obviously, the details that were released with regards to TMZ and ABC with regards to the pictures, and Brian Harvey actually brought this up, that the pictures actually showed Liam Payne with his Louis Vuitton bag underneath his head. Now, most of you will know that Louis Vuitton pattern is a checkered pattern with regards to the black and white floorboard of the Freemasons, which symbolizes good versus evil, light and dark. Also with regards to the sun and the moon. And this black and white pattern can also be kind of shown with regards to the Chinese yin yang symbol, which is also black and white. So yeah, there was regards to with the Louis Vuitton bag. There was then also a checkered floorboard that was shown with regards to ABC News. And as Brian Harvey also pointed out, on the side of what we were told was the ambulance, there was also the number 33. We'll bring the ambulance up in a bit, but we'll have a look at a few more other details first. So we were also told that the hotel phoned the emergency services and called the police on 911. Yet when you're going to do some more research, bearing in mind there's the number 11 again, the actual number for the police in Argentina is actually 101. So you've actually got 2 more ones in there as well. So whoever said that they called 911 and called the police was not telling entirely the truth on that matter. So with regards to Liam Payne and the connection with regards to P. Diddy, we were told about the pinky stuff that Liam had that also P. Diddy had. But that's not really kind of where the link is. The link goes a little bit more deeper and further than that. Now, Brian Harvey referred to the record labels and with regards to a clause in the contract, which is basically described as a non-performance clause, which is correct on. Policies can be taken against pop stars, movie stars, by the agents or their managers. They can take out life insurance policies against the artist, and the artist doesn't even have to know. Now, these policies tend to be 10 times the amount of what the artist would earn in a year. So if you have a recording artist who's making 10 million a year, if they're not here anymore, they're worth 100 million. So what Brian Harvey was saying with regards to follow the money and also Freemasonry is not far off. But we'll digress, and we'll take a look at a video with regards to the real proper link with regards to Liam Payne, P. Diddy, Jay-Z, and even Drake, through a man who Brian Harvey also mentioned, which was Lucian Grange, who is the head of Universal Music Group, who Liam Payne was signed to a regional group, some kind of regional group from what I remember. I can't remember the name exactly, but when I did a bit more further investigation or research, it's actually a fraternity and a branch of Universal Music Group, which is run and owned by Lucian Grange. So you could kind of see where the correlation and the connection is there. There is a very direct connection with regards to the fact that Liam Payne was being managed by the same guy that manages P. Diddy, Jay-Z, and Drake. But I'm going to play a video now with regards to what Brian Harvey said with regards to Freemasons, the number 33, a couple of things that I've mentioned, and also we'll take a look at Lucian Grange. If there's any problems with regards to the sound, if it's too loud or it's too quiet, please let me know in the chat.
Masons, there's a big whole numerology thing going on within their cult. Research it, it's very easy to find out about. ABC News report had checkerboard and 33 symbology on the broadcast. Go back and look at the other TikTok videos and the YouTube videos and you will see that I've put them up there, right? 33 and checkerboard, they love that one. Checkerboard bag under his head in the photos. The Simpsons predicted his death. Record company had dropped him 2 days prior. Same time girlfriend left him. That's coincidence, isn't it?
Even the Simpsons predicted it.
Lucian Grange is the chairman and CEO of Universal Music Group, the world's biggest music rights holder in the world. He's widely considered the most powerful man in the music industry, with a track record of signing some of the biggest artists in the world, from Queen, Rolling Stones, and Amy Winehouse, to Rihanna, Jay-Z, and Taylor Swift. But if you ask Kanye West, Lucian has another less-known role, Drake's sugar daddy.
Say rich baby daddy, it's like Drake has a rich baby daddy named Lucian and Universal.
So to give you some context first on why Lucian Grange is trending right now, it all started back in February when producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones filed that bombshell lawsuit against Diddy and named Lucian and Universal Music as one of the defendants.
The CEO of Universal Music Group, Lucian Grange, has been named in the Diddy lawsuit. He has been accused of aiding and abetting and inducing Diddy's trafficking venture. Now, this is the same man who is the father of Elliot Grange, who is married to Sophia Richie.
Here's what Lil Rod's lawsuit said. Mr. Jones recalls seeing defendant Grange visiting Mr. Combs' home in Miami, Florida, and Los Angeles, California. According to Mr. Jones, whenever defendant Grange visited Mr. Combs at his homes, it would be in the evening, and he and Mr. Combs would disappear for hours in Mr. Combs' bedroom. The lawsuit then goes on to allege that Lucian Grange sponsored and attended several Love album listening parties at Mr. Combs' home in Los Angeles, California. And according to Lil Rod, these parties had S-workers present. But that's not all. Lil Rod also claimed that during these parties, Lucian Grange knew, or should have known, that Mr. Combs was giving the attendees laced bottles of De Leon tequila and Ciroc vodka. According to Lil Rod, Diddy allegedly has recordings of Lucian Grange, as well as other celebrities, music label executives, politicians, and athletes in compromising situations. Lil Rod also alleged that Lucian, together with other defendants, aided, abetted, and induced Sean Combs' trafficking venture, and he describes him as one of the co-conspirators who knowingly benefited from coercive trafficking. As per Lil Rod's lawsuit, Lucian and other defendants were providing vast sums of cash, which made Diddy's criminal venture possible. Now, when this news about Lil Rod's accusations against Diddy hit the scene, Lucian Grange wasted no time shutting them down. He quickly denied any part in it and criticized Lil Rod for dragging him into the legal mess. Lucian's legal team filed a motion to dismiss all claims against Lucian and Universal Music Group, arguing that Lil Rod's lawyer filed knowingly false allegations without the slightest factual or legal basis. However, Kanye West is now chiming in, and he's making some pretty bold allegations about Lucian. So Kanye recently popped up on the Download podcast, and he spilled the tea about Lucian's alleged special relationship with Drake. In fact, Kanye straight up called Lucian Drake's rich baby daddy and accused Drake of being a puppet for these supposed masters, getting paid to do their bidding against God.
He's like, man, my daddy got it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, my daddy controlled the spins. My daddy got the DSPs. My daddy. Drake has a rich baby daddy named Lucy.
But Kanye didn't stop there. He took it up a notch and alleged that Lucian has his own puppet masters, who, according to Kanye, control the banks in Africa.
All of his streams in the number ones is controlled by someone named Lucian. Or Lucian work for people who control the banks in Africa.
Fans are now sounding off, saying it's high time someone shed light on the heavy hitters in the industry, who might be just as influential and possibly in the same boat as Diddy. And when it comes to Drake and his rumored ties with Lucian, a ton of people are nodding their heads, saying it's all starting to make sense now. One fan said, "Of course Drake has a friend called Lucifer. Look at his trademark, the owl, aka Molech." And someone else added, "Diddy is falling, cause I bet Drake is gonna be the next Diddy since he is Lucian's new favorite."
So there you go. That's a little bit of information about who Lucian Grange is and his role in the music industry. Like I said, he had several branch-off companies that were underneath Universal Music. One of them was the record company that Liam Payne was actually signed to. But what we'll do is we'll turn our attention to Mr. Brian Harvey and see what Brian's date of birth tells us with regards to numerology. So if we take a look at Mr. Brian Harvey, he is born on the 8th of August, 1974, an 8-day, which, as we know, is the number of money. Much like Kanye West, he was also born on an 8-day. Brian Harvey was born under Tiger energy, and he was born under Tiger energy, and his enemy sign is a sign of the monkey. So I won't know what this information is, but Brian Harvey will do. But in 2016 was Brian Harvey's last enemy year, and Brian Harvey's last best year was a Tiger year of 2022. So obviously when we give readings and stuff like this, we won't always know what the information with regards to what's happened in that person's life. When you do a reading like this, most people straight away won't understand or know what's actually gone on in their life that far back, because it might take them a while to recollect and think back over the years of what actually went on then. But yeah, like I said, with regards to Liam Payne was born under a rooster year. His last best year was 2017 when he married Cheryl Cole. I believe his son was also born then, Bear. But his last enemy year would have been last year. And I'll give you a couple of other examples of another rooster. So Matthew Perry from Friends. He was born under rooster energy, lost his life last year in his enemy year of the cat. A lot of people ask and say, why do you say the year of the cat with regards to Chinese astrology rather than year of the rabbit? Well, the cat is actually in Vietnamese astrology rather than Chinese astrology, and it was replaced. It replaced the rabbit because it was seen as a more feasible animal to go up against a rooster. So that is why the Vietnamese astrology used the cat rather than the rabbit. So that's a little bit above Brian Harvey with regards to Brian Harvey's day of birth and numerology. So if there's any questions anybody would like to ask, then drop your questions in the chat. We will be looking to do some further lives with this and obviously extend them. This is obviously our first one and a test run of our new studio. So everything seems to have gone good so far. And thank you very much for joining me in this stream. You've been brilliant. If you want to leave any questions, I'll hold on tight for a few more minutes. And then we will end the stream and I will catch you next time. So if I was to go back a little bit further, just at the beginning of the video with regards to, I said the royal family, and I said they were born under all kind of one energies. So you had King Charles, who's born under a life path 11. Prince William is born under a life path 11. You then had his brother, who's Prince Edward, who's born under a 1 energy. And then you also have Prince Andrew, who's born on the 1st under 1 energy. And then you have the sister Princess Anne, who's born under the royal family number 6, 6 energy. And number 6 is the number of home and family, which is why you will find the royal family will do occasions on a 6th day, such as the coronation. Because it's the number of home and family, and strangely enough, it's to do with the royal family and they're all at home. You tend to find people who are born under 6 numbers, such as the number 6, or the 15th, or the 24th. They tend to be very family orientated. They're the kind of people that want to settle down, have large families, or lots of children, or they tend to come from large families themselves. So that's kind of what the number 6 revolves around. So that's a bit of a breakdown for you today with regards to numerology and further developments with regards to Liam Payne, and obviously the connection between Liam Payne and Lucian Grange. That's where the connection goes on to P. Diddy. It's nothing to do with the pinky stuff. I mean, I don't know whether he went to any of the parties or, you know, P. Diddy saw him as a kind of threat with regards to information they knew, but I'm sure there's probably a few more other characters P. Diddy could have gone for rather than Liam Payne. And if you ask my opinion, I believe that Brian Harvey's very much 100% correct on what he's saying, because with regards to the numbers involved, the scenario, the situation, Lucian Grange, and the fact that Liam Payne is now worth 10 times the amount of money than when he was here. So with that all being said, I think I'm going to wrap the show up. Just to make you aware, if you are interested in numerology and like to learn a bit more about some of the stuff that I've said in the show today, I do actually have a new book out that's available on Amazon called Breaking the Matrix, Numerology Astrology. I suggest if you're interested in numerology, go and grab yourself a copy, check it out. It's very, very informative. It goes into a lot more depth of some of the stuff that I've said. And when you tune in next to the live, you'll get a better understanding of what I'm talking about. So thank you very, very much for all of you joining me this evening. You've been absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much for your participation and also your comments in the chat. I'm going to sign off now. I will catch up with you very, very soon. And I hope to see you, if not in the next video, then in the next live. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon. I'm out of here.